Hi all. Right back with some more 1862. Um, right, I just looked back over the. Yeah, I'd only uploaded the first part, so I was looking back over the second part, having recorded the third and fourth part, and I realised a little glitch with my accounting. um, I put a note in the comments at the beginning of the part 2 video. I've uploaded part 3 now. And I've just looked over part 4. I've not watched it. I like to review my videos back just before I upload them, just to try and catch the mistakes if I can. Unfortunately, if I've already recorded a few before watching them back, it sometimes can be tricky to repair. And it was the L&H company. I can't remember exactly where they were. And I'd mentioned that they were getting a 2 bump up. I'm sure I talked about it. And then when I went to score them, I only moved them up 1. So I looked back on things and I thought, oh, this could cause major trouble because they're going to, I think they ended up sitting beside the WSTL at one point, and WSTL was going to operate first, where they should have been ahead of WSTL and operating before them. But I had a look and I don't see any problem in the way they operated if I'd operated them round the other way, if you like. So I will, once I review part 4 back, I will look at it a bit more closely. But I did look at the two operating rounds that they had since making the error, and they just withheld the second time, so they dropped from here back to here. But they should actually be one step up. So I think I can put them there okay. I thought I was just going to have to leave it because I thought if it was messing up something else, if it might have, messed up some other things. But I don't think it has. I know it should have ended up being them operating before the WSTL, probably in the last 2 operating rounds. But I couldn't see a difference it would have made. It's not as if they would have scored differently or anything like that. So hopefully I can nudge that one up, and I think I need all I can get here. Because yeah, I was looking back in some of my moves. I mean, I watched back in the second part where I chose to build track down here instead of upgrading these two. And okay, it was only giving myself. Well, to be honest, I think I might have been giving myself an extra £20 for the run here and an extra £10 for the run there. But early on in the game, £30 isn't to be sniffed at. You know, I mean, it could make the difference. And I've got this track running down here, and I'm thinking, right, where are we going here? It's possible I might not even use it, you know. So I do, and then this mess that I made up here as well. I don't know. It really does not look like I've potted things out very well. I feel like I made a much better job in my last game. Of course, I'm bound to say that because I got over £8,000 in the last 3 games, haven't I? Well, I got a challenge. I think if I'm going to make 8,000 here, it feels like I'm not on target for that. But who knows? I don't know. Once we start getting into the meteor stuff and start making some mergers, which might come up soon. Once we start struggling to buy new trains, I think. Okay, so yeah, I was able to make that fix. Couldn't see anything else. There was a couple of things I talked wrongly about, I think, but I thought I'll just leave that. I didn't actually do the things I was talking about, so somebody might pick up on that. But I was going to leave a comment, but I try not to bother if it's anything that I've not actually done. Okay, so we're on the last operating round before, yeah, which will be the sort of last major stock round, as in the last stock round that we can actually start another company. That's right, isn't it, Grant? Yeah, because then we'll go into our full set of operating rounds. No, I haven't ticked that. A D train has been bought. I've got a wee sort of thing. I just tick that. So a D train has been bought, but we haven't run through 3 operating rounds, have we? No. Is that right? See, that's why I was writing this down on this piece of paper, ticking it off. A D train has been bought. I've ticked that. Well, I hadn't ticked it off, but that has happened, so I've obviously not kept on top of that. I surely not run 3 operating rounds there. As in, this isn't my 3rd operating round. I don't think so. We're not even into Russet. Are we? Oh, we are. We are. Of course we are. Hey, hang on, I better just double check this. I don't think we are, but I better just double check. Yeah, no, okay, I was just checking there. No, we are still, that was just 2 operating rounds, and this is the 2nd of the 2. So, however, I'm right in saying this will be our final full stock round where we can purchase company. Yeah, and then we'll start our 3 operating rounds. Okay. So, well, we've got 1 operating round to go this round first. So, let's see. And with me bumping the LNH up to where they should be, it's not changed any order there either, because they had withheld that last time. Right, catching up a bit and looking about on what we're doing. Well, you know what? Let's just get the WNR going, because they're the first ones to start. So let's have a look, and maybe things will come back to me. What my thinking was, my plans. So WNR are a 2-3 express, so they've still got one of the B trains. What is their purpose then? So we've got access to E trains now. However, yeah, we purchase an E train and our B trains rust, and 3 of our companies have B trains. So we're at that position again where it's, you know, well, in fact, one of the things I didn't do is, that should be put on top, shouldn't it? Yeah, because if we're just starting this operating round, that's where I left it, isn't it? Hopefully that's where I left it, because that's where I like to not cut it in a bit in the middle. So my guess is the fact it's down here is telling me that we're just about to start that operating round. So they're going to move 2 trains, and like I say, the first E train that gets purchased is going to rust our B trains. Now, we're maybe not so bad here though, because just looking across, although we've got 3 B trains, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, these 2 are backed up by a D train. This one is not. So WSTL, right, I was looking at the wrong one there when I was talking about WNR. WNR's here. I was looking at these as WNR, but they're not. WNR's a 3 freight rather than a 2-3 express. So this is the one that I was looking at. So where is he in the order? He's actually 2nd in the order. So it does mean we could run him. I suppose I could potentially run him and buy the E train for him, and then I would rust the other 2 B trains up here. But they've got 2 D trains now, that's pretty strong. I'll need to watch and see. I've got 3 D trains. When do they rust? I should tell you on it, Grant. Rusts on G's. Okay, that'll be along quicker than we think. Okay, well, you know what? We've got the WNR to deal with first, which is, I was looking at the wrong one, like I say, and they don't look like they've got an awful lot of money. They do only have a C train, but so maybe they want to consider withholding to hold the money back. I've also got to think, am I wanting to start that 6th company? Because I've got to do that at the end of this round. At the end of this operating round, I'll move into stock round, then I get to decide. Okay, well, let's get track laid and ran, and let's see what we think then. So it is a 3 freight though, so I did get that wrong. So it's a 3 freight. So coming out of the port, 1, 2, 3. That's what we've got it going just now. Now, if it was to sit and plan to purchase an E-train, the E-trains are £500 though. So maybe if it withholds, then hopefully it could withhold on the next operating round and buy one of the now how many, right, so I know this is off camera, I'm just looking at the trains here. So there's 3 E trains, they cost 500. The AI wants to take away 2 of them. However, if we don't purchase one, he'll take away all 3. If we do purchase one, he'll take away the other 2. See what you get left. So actually, you actually want an F train for the WNR. Sorry, I'm showing you that, but there's other things to look at here. I think this is the only C train that we have. So if he was to purchase the F train, after he's ran this train, I know you know what, I'm saying it this way, and it never quite works out to plan. Something will go wrong here. So, and what are the F trains? There'll be 600, are they? So I need to save up. I need to get 600 for one of them. And that would be in the next, again, operating round. But the F train is a permanent. Is that the first permanent? No, an E train's permanent as well. So we would like to try and grab one of the E trains. But I'm thinking he runs next. Where's the target for this? See, the thing is, he's the guy with some money. He's got £240, but then I still need 260. I'm not going to get that from a 2-3 freight run, am I? Yeah, I think we're in trouble here. I think this company's in trouble. Okay. Again, I've been sidetracked into other thinking when I did say let's just try and run the WNR. They're first to go anyway. So a 3 freight, we said, is 1, 2, 3, which would give you, we're in the second band just now, aren't we? C to D. Yeah, we're not quite in the last band yet. So that would give us 130 and 60 in between as a 190, but we're still not laid our track. I think that's what I was wondering about. That's why I got dragged away to find out if he does get an F train. That's a 7 freight. I'm starting to think, can he then come across from here and get right to the Midlands? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you certainly would be able to. So I'm just wondering if that's what track we should be starting to mess with. Yeah, see, upgrading this home station there doesn't really help, does it? Doesn't give any more extra points here anyway, any extra money. But we do want to start heading down that way. And I can't even build this track here until I actually get a bit of track going into it. Yeah, I think I will upgrade the bit of track that his home base is on. So what are we putting that into? Is it that? Or can we come straight down maybe? Hang on. What does the X do? No, that doesn't. I'm looking for one that goes down and then down, I think. What one's that? Oh, it could be that one. Yeah, that one. Is it? That's it. So take that out of the way, put that in there. Oops, stretch in here. Okay. Yeah. And then we can start working down to the Midlands. Next turn I'm going to have a trackway and, I don't know, some random trackway over there, maybe. Although I don't want to mess, well, maybe in there, yeah, curve in there, because we want to try and help with that local coming around. And then hopefully the LNH can upgrade here, and then next turn we'll actually get the run, but whether we'll have the train in time, I don't think we will. In fact, no. I'm talking about what, needing £600? Was it? For an F? Yeah. Yeah, you're far away from that, Grant. It's a couple of turns later to get that, I think. Okay. And by then they might have actually purchased an F train. I might have actually purchased an F train, and that's it, spoiled. This is where you do need to start thinking about merging with other companies. Okay, well that's my upgrade, and the best run that I can have for a 3 for 8 is just from here, 1, 2, 3, scoring 40 and 90, 130 and 60 in between, like I say. So for 190, that's WNR, isn't it? Yeah, it's just exactly the same as it ran the last time. How many moves does that give him up the ladder? It would give him 2. We'd give 2 shifts. I mean, I need money, but I know the company needs money. 190. Yeah, I think I've made some daft decisions in this game. Yeah, I'm more than likely we're going to run for 190 next turn. Well, yeah, no, let's upgrade that end tile. 190, that's 380. 400, that's me. That would be me on 460, and that's withholding the next 2 turns. So I then need to. That'd be 1, 2. I need to withhold again. But that time, the F train's going to have been bought. Yeah, we've got to start thinking about merging. Well, if we can get that track laid, then at least we can link up with the LNH and the WSTL, and maybe maybe try and freight works better with probably locals actually, doesn't it? We've only got that one local. Well, he's quite close. We could probably get him linked up, but yeah. So do we pay out? I think we do. I can't see myself getting the money by himself in time to get that F train. So I think it's going to have to merge with somebody that's got a better train. I mean, like I say, the only other way out of that is if you lose your train is, and I've only had to do it once, and that was that last game where I had to what was it, refinance the company, which isn't awful. Just you lose half your shares, they get their par price and money back. Is it the par price, I think? And then they can buy a train. However, no, what did I get caught with that? There was one of them that couldn't. There's one of them that still couldn't buy a train, and it went bankrupt. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think it had to go bankrupt. That's right. Because if you've got a par price set at 54, like what is the par price for? What is this? The WNR? Well, funnily enough, it is set at 54. So if we don't have a train, if it comes round we don't have a train, we have to try and buy a train. So we have to try and sell shares, use our money in the treasury to buy a train. Well, he's no shares, and he's only got what? Well, depending on if we pay out just now, he's not got a lot of money there. So we'd be able to refinance by, I would lose half my shares, rounded down. So I'd probably still be able to end up with the 2 shares. I've got 3 shares, so half of that is 1.5. I buy the other share back, half share back. So I end up with 2, so I still run the company. Then he gets the par price and money back. He gets £540. Well, at the moment, 540 would give him 620. So that would give him enough to buy that train. But I had a case where we were on the later on trains. I think maybe we were on to the G train and I only got £540, and I was like, right, I can't even afford to buy the train still. So then you don't refinance. You're not allowed to refinance. I think you just go bankrupt. I think that's what happened. Okay. Right. So what are you doing, Grant? You paying out or not? I think so. So it looks like I could refinance and still buy an F train, but are we going to be at the F train at that time? Right, okay. I'm going to pay out, so it was what was that, 190? So 190, I've got 3 shares as £57. Because, like we say, 50 back, still need 7. We do want to get some money ourselves if we want to start that other local. And did we have something in mind for that? We've got the ECR I can see. Right, let's stay on track just now. Let's stay. So WNR paid out £19 a share, so it's 2 bumps. 1, 2, up to 100. And it's not buying a train, it's not acquiring a company. It's actually not linked up to anything. That's some of the problems I'm seeing throughout the map. And my games before, they've all been kind of linked up, and we've got this bit here is all linked. This bit's not linked, and then we've got the FDR down here on their own. So you've got to have if you merge a company, they've got to be able to link by a track. So I'm going to watch for that too. Okay, yeah. Well, he can't acquire then. That's the thing. Right. Let's look at the next one. So the next one's WSTL, and yeah, what are we going to do here? This is the one of the one. Well, this is the one that's in danger because he's got a B train on its own. So well, let's see what it's going to run for. This is a 2-3 express. Up this way. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, the most. Well, if we upgrade this, which is possibly what we would want to do anyway, to get access to that tile. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then he's going to run 1, 2, 3, not scoring this tile probably for, well, whatever that Y bumps into. That's still the best run, no matter what. So I'm going to upgrade that Y tile then into, I think that's one of the X's as well, isn't it? Yeah. I think we looked at this already. Yeah, because we thought we could do that already, but the Y tiles are different. So that's only bumping that up by 10 as well. Okay, and then his run is 1, 2, 3, but not scoring there. Given 60 plus 90, so it's 150. 150 for WSTL, only jumps up by another 1. Let's go and have a look. So, well, 15 does give him a 2 bump. 150 would give him, yeah, I think we looked at this already as well, didn't we? Would give him 390, which wouldn't be enough to buy the E train just now. Right, hang on here. I think I might have to backtrack. The L&H is the only company that can merge with it, but they're last to play. And well, is that an issue? Because I don't think anybody is buying a train, are they? The last company, that's W&F company that we just opened, they possibly could. I mean, the other companies don't have the money. So maybe it's not such an issue. It just means we're going to have to let that. Well, unless this W&F, the new company, would be wanting to buy a train. Because if one of these companies is going to buy a train before the L&H run, because the L&H could acquire the WSTL, this kind of sort of save them. But if that's not the case, I'd be better actually merging with the L&H at the start of the WSTL's turn. And I know I'm saying that at the start of the turn and I'm halfway through the turn, but there's no new information, so I could rewind a little bit. Is that W&F likely to want to buy an E train though? I've got to remember also, if none of the companies buy a train, the AI is going to take away 3 instead of the 2. Right, let me think here. I'm beginning to wonder if this is a game I should have recorded. I feel like I'm wanting to go back to the start of this whole operating round now. Because, I mean, some of you might have noticed that this W&F local has a 4 local train, and although I can put a couple of pieces of track in here, it's going to run 1, 2, and it's going to have wasted 2 station stops because it can't get through here. And I know I talked about my plan was to upgrade this. Now I upgrade with the WNR, upgraded this tile instead of this. However, that was to make the track available next turn to get down to here. But I'd be better having access to here, because this W and F could score 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that would give it its 4 station stops. At least it would score better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, or even that, even from there actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we still need a connection in here. So I'm gonna have to go back to there. Again, there's nothing new cropped up. It's just me realising blunders. I don't know. Maybe some of you would say, well, I've done this now. I can't go back on it, but, well, I don't know. I look at these things differently. Any of you have watched my stuff before, you know I'll try and fix things if I blunder it, and I'm no one to go back on things if something's came up that, you know, would clearly benefit me if I know this is going to benefit me, but I think you know what I'm saying. So what tile was that then? Alright, hang on. Okay, so I know we're jumping back quite a bit, and I'm going to get us all muddled up here, aren't I? I've ran my WSTL, but I think I might be rewinding that as well. Okay. Right, hang on a second. I think I'll put things back here. I started thinking maybe I should just restart this episode. But it lets you see how messy this can get, right? I'm going to go back and before I've even started this operating round. Okay, I think that's best. Okay, I think that's me reset things back to the start of this operating round. See if I can make a better job of this. I took the money back. I've took the tiles back that we upgraded. This got upgraded and this got upgraded. This got upgraded from the WSTL. This got upgraded from the WNR. So, and took the money back. I moved them back down the stock market track. So, right. So we are still on the WNR. I'll just show you across there. I moved them down because they jumped up to 100 there. So I moved them down again. We hadn't quite completed the WSTL, finishing what we were doing with it anyway. So WNR, right, let's make a better job of this. So I'm going to upgrade this tile, because I know it's not letting us get this done, but I'm not so sure that's as important. Yeah, let's just carry on, Grant. Right, so 30, what we're looking for, a russet tile that joins up. Could it be that one? It is that one, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one we want. So that's a 40. Not that it matters to the run here, I don't think. So that's its upgrade, done properly. And do we want the token? No, I think we can just run. And then the run's the same. I mean, I think it's just the tile placements that I've just made a mess of. So it's a 3 freight. So 1, 2, 3. We score 40 plus 90 is 130 and 60 in between. So that's 190. So it's as it was, 190. And we'll stick with the payout. So why did I bother just getting that money back? I don't know. So it's 57. Right, is that right, Grant? Yeah, I think it's it's the WSTL. I think I'm going to merge. So that's me paid 57 to myself. And WNR does go back up too, so I suppose I could have left that. This wasn't sure, but they're all right. WNR has a C train. Okay, maybe I was thinking about that, wasn't I? Well, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? The WNF may possibly acquire the WNR now, because that's the other thing. We had no link to them, so now we do. So I'm not sure if that's really necessary or not, but to be honest, having the two companies, one's going to have a C, one's going to have a D train. Well, they're going to have a C and a D train. I think they'll get another run with that, maybe. It's the F that's going to rust the C. Okay. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that when it comes. So, this is the next bit. So the WSTL, I think, is going to merge. And the reason it's got to do it before, because if we wait on the LNH to acquire it, yeah, why was that not a possibility? Can I not do that? There must have been a reason why I wasn't going to do the acquire. Maybe I've resettled that for nothing then. Maybe, well, I did want different tileways, so. Right, let me think about this. I'm sitting here scratching my head wondering why I had to do the merge before rather than wait to the end and do an acquire. And I had took a pause there when I'd made this decision to rewind things, and it's obviously what my thoughts were are now not in my head. I don't know the reason why I wanted to do it as a merge. Because I mean, it's slightly better having separate company runs, because you're going to earn a bit more money. Why did I feel the need I had to do it? Because I don't think anybody's purchasing an E-train at all. Oh, hang on, was it the WNF? Well, you know what, that's what I started looking at, wasn't it? Okay, so I might not be carrying it as merge. So let's have a look at the WNF. Right, so now that's Trackways will be here and here, and it will be able to run, it's got a 4 local, so it can actually run 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then with that, with the locals, you get £10 for each hex that you go through, and that gets paid to the company as a subsidy. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you would get £60 into the company, right? So that's why you got to watch that. So, and then he would actually score. He scores all the big stations and all the little stations. So he would score 40, 80. Yeah, he wouldn't get an upgrade because he's already laid these 2 bits of track. So 40, 80, 100, 120, 140, and the Y would be another 30. So it'd be 170. And if they were to withhold that, with the 60 from the subsidy, it would be 230. And they've got 280. 280 and 230 is 510, isn't it? 280, 230, 510, I think. My head's starting to scramble. I think it is. Well, let's say it's enough to buy an E-train. So maybe that's what my thinking had been, because they are, well, actually, they're not last to operate. Yeah, no, that's a problem, isn't it? They are actually operating next after the WSTL. So if they go and purchase the train, then Actually, that wipes out FDR's B train and L&H's B train as well. Ooh, I don't want to do that. I don't need to buy a train. Okay. It does then mean that the AI is going to take 3 trains. And I think this might have been the worry. 1, 2, 3. Well, no, it doesn't grab an F. It just gets us down to the Fs. So it doesn't actually take an F train. Because the F wipes out the C train that we've got as well. Okay. Oh, I just had a nice thought, and then it got hit in the head. Then I thought it was okay again. Then it got hit in the head because I checked the rule book. We've got a 7 freight with a. I know I'm throwing myself all over the place here. L&H. I'm looking at the L&H now, and we're not at the L&H. We're operating the WSTL, or just about to. But the L&H has a 7 freight. It's a 2 freight and a 5 freight. So 7 freight is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into London. Now, we don't have a token into London, so I'm thinking, right, well, for my tracklay, I'll token London. Excellent. And then I can run that. A nice run. It'd be a lot of money for that. And then I realised, oh, hang on, I've got a 2 freight and a 5 freight. So I've got to have another token down the line here somewhere, because the first freight is going to go 1, 2. This is as far as it can get, and 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I need the whole 7 to get there, but the first one's going to go 1, 2, and then the second one can't go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, have I got that wrong? 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's right. So it's starting here going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it can't start here because there's no token. I'm not running through any of my stations now. And then I was under the impression that putting a token in London only counted as a tracklay or an upgrade. That's what you done for your tracklay, so you could still place another station. And that's not the case, because I've just read in 7.6.5, it says if a company builds a link to London, which is put a station token in London, it may not build any track or place any other stations in that operating turn. So that just hit me right in the head there, because I thought we were good for that. So, yeah, right. Well, you know what, Grant? You don't need to merge. You don't need to merge until the L&H can acquire the WSTL, and acquire happens at the very end of the turn, before purchasing of trains, and that's fine. Because the WNF have decided it's not going to buy a train, because it's going to ruin a lot for the other companies, I think. Is it the FDR? Has it got a decent run? Yeah, it's not going to get into London, is it? Right, okay, stop, Grant, get on with it. Right, I'm probably going to make the same upgrade here for the WSTL. I think so. Yeah, I'm going to make the same upgrade. So we're going to upgrade this Y. So again, all that rewinding for pretty much nothing. And that Y is the crisscross, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, it is. So yeah, so I didn't need to change any of that as well. And then I'm still wondering why I thought I needed to merge. think it was maybe because I thought the W&F train company was going to buy a train, and that would have spoilt things. But if we've decided they're not, then we're okay doing this. So they're going to run for, what are they again? They're just a 2-3 express. Doesn't matter which one they go for. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, not scoring that one gives them 150, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we've got them at. So are they paying out? Well, I've got 4 of their shares, and I think now might be a time to see if we are going to actually start this last company before I actually decide on paying this out. So I'm going to have a wee glance up at the tableau, and well, what I'll do is, oops, put the camera up there. Now remember, we're missing one column, aren't we? Oh no, we're missing. Okay, we've got that one. Well, you know what? If I move that along a bit, we've got 3, 6, 7. So we've got we've got 2 spaces, 2 empty column spaces, but we'll get around to sorting them shortly. I can't get that along. It's the cable's attached. It's moving around. Right, I'm going to have a wee look. I'll just pause just now. I just realised I might want to see the wee mini map there just to have a look. See what you think. You know what? I'm not sure what I'm going to do up there. I was looking at the L&H. Would be a decent one, but fighting through to get some of these things, I'm going to have to remove some companies. There's a couple that don't matter because I've got tokens. There's one that I would be spoiling. I don't know for sure. I think we just run the rest of our companies, and then let's get to the stock round and worry about it then. I'm sure we can get one. I mean, I've got £119 in the moment, so I'm sure somebody else is going to pay out. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have at least £162 to start a third company. Ideally, because the trains are much dearer, I want to start that further up, so I probably want to start at the higher end at sort of £82 a share, which means we do need a bit more. So, well, let's worry about that when we get to it. So WSTL, they're paying out 150. They would get 2 bumps up to 90, but here's the thing: if we were going to acquire with L&H, then when you merge 2 companies together, you take half of the highest stock marketed company. So, well, at the moment, if we'd done it just now, the WSTL is the highest, so it'd be half of 74 plus all of the lowest. So it'd be 37 plus 62 would be 37, 62 is 90, 99. So then whatever company we choose to be the company that survived, we go up to 99, and it's whatever's you can go down to the lowest. There's 95, so that's where it would merge to. So if we pay out just now the WSTL, it goes up to there, but then what we're going to do with the L&H, I think you probably want them close together to get the best out of them. Could that be right? So now I need to look at what I think the L&H is going to run for. Maybe to see how to make the most of that. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to pay out. My head's starting to get a bit messed up. So I'm going to pay out, because I actually do have 4 shares in the WSTL. So I'm going to pay out £15 a share, so we're going to get £60. So that is going to be £179. Again, I meant to see if there was a calculator lying about the house. I do have my tablet here though. Well, I think that's 59. Because 180 is divided by 3 is 60, isn't it? Sorry, I'm not that great with numbers, to be honest. Hang on. So what was I trying to work out there? £179 divided by 3. Yeah, 59.6666. So 59, we'd be able to run it at 58, sure. I think we're going to pay out some more and we'll be able to bump that up a bit. So, yeah, maybe I should have kept that open. Okay, so we're paid out, got the money, going to bump up the WSTL twice. It was 2, wasn't it, at 15 yet. So that's them up to 90. And let's just get moving on. So actually, I need to take a pause because I noticed again my batteries, not the battery, the storage. So I'll take a pause just now, but I'm coming straight back, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, straight back from that break. Just freed up some space. So we'll get this operating round finished and that'll probably wrap up another episode. So WNF, right, that's our new company. Yes, our local, isn't it? So it's got a four local train with, still got its warranty on it, but we only purchased one warranty for our D trains there anyway, so yeah, okay, so let's see what they're going to do. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to run our track as we planned. So down here, and the Y. The Y is clearly going to go like this. Okay. And do we want a station? Now you see how important that was, because I thought once we get back to LNH, I know jumping across again, but there was numerous times where I could have put a token, an LNH token on one of these stations and been able to then token London on its move and then run to London. And now I can't because of that. So it just shows you need to, you don't get many, you only get the 3 tokens, obviously once you're home, and then, unless you merge you get some more, or I think if it's a non-chartered company, and sorry I was calling them unchartered, wasn't I, earlier I noticed that. Non-chartered company, then I think you can get up to 7 stations when you start out one of them, so 7 tokens. But most of my games, I've not really found that I've been short of a token, but it's when you place them, and it just shows you there, if I had placed that even on its last operating round, then I would have been able to token London and do this run. Unfortunately now I'm not going to be able to. So now you could token here or here or here. He's a local 4 though. It's not that much to worry about yet. That's maybe what I said about the LNH, yeah. But I think we're okay. So I'll run, and I think it's just the fact the freight train has to join up. That's probably the worst one. That's probably the ones that you need to consider more when you're with your tokens. If you've got 2 trains, you need to watch it. Yeah. Whereas you know, I could run 2 local trains. If I didn't token here, I could run 2 local trains, and one could run this way, and the other one could maybe run, you know, the other way. Well, I'm saying that. I was thinking, I've got London here, you know, and now I've not got London. So it was maybe more of that, I suppose. I mean, I can still run my 2 freights. It's not that I can't run them. You know, it's just, it's going to be slightly different. I think. No, that's a point. I mean, if I ran the freight, can I do one, like, for the 2 part, for the 2 trains? One's a 2, one's a 5. So for the 2 part of the train, on saying that, I could just token, couldn't I? I could, yeah, to be honest, I could upgrade a piece of track and token, and then token London next time. Yeah, I suppose. But, yeah, curious, maybe somebody watching might, if I don't, I might look it up. But if I've got a 2 freight and a 5 freight, but I've only got the 1 station, can I go, rather than go 1, 2, can I just go 1 and then go 1, 2, then go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no, hang on. It's got to be 1, 2, 3. It would be, 4. Yeah, we could go, yeah, we can get to the west. So 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I do it that way? I think I can, because that's me. I'm not using my 5 to get there. I'm only using 4 of the 5. And I'm not using my 2 because I'm just stopping it short. Might need to look that up though, because it might be that you are forced to. Why would that be the case? I don't know. Well, but you know what? I'm gonna just token anyway, I think, somewhere. Right. What were we doing? WNF, I think. Was it? God. Yes, I've laid my track. No, I've not, have I? Have I laid my track? Dear me. Yeah, I just laid these 2 pieces of track. And I'm going to run a 4 local train. What was I concerned about? Yeah, am I going to token? Right. No, I'm not. Okay. So I've got a 4 local, which needs it needs to run through 4, well, up to 4 main stations. You know, stations, not be villages. So I'm thinking it could start from here. And although, you know, there's not a station on that, but we're going to go through our station. So it starts here. That's 1, 2, 3 stations, and then the last one's 4. So that's a legal run. I mean, I could start it here and run it that way. It's a 1 train, and it's going through our home station. So, like I said to you before, the subsidy for the company is £10 per hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the company gets £60 there. So that's 50, 100, and our 10. So we've got 340. And then it's going to pay out 40, 80, 100, 120, 140, and 170. So this time it counts the little stations in its thing. So that's 170, which is in there somewhere. A nice row of them all. So £170. And like we said, I think we looked at this already, that would give him 400. That would give him £510 if we withheld that. So do we want to do that? I'll quick look at the stock track. What did I say? 170? Yeah. 170 there is 2 bumps up the track. So wouldn't change the order or anything. He does have a D train, which is going to rust on a G. So I feel like I've got time. But here was the thing, wasn't I considering... Yeah, wasn't I considering merging them with the WNR? Oh, Grant. Is this where I was wanting to merge before starting my run? My. Oh. Give me the War Games back. Yeah, just looking over the things there. I think the biggest problem is we're going to have 3 companies sitting with D trains only. And so I think I probably want to retain that money. And I'm not going to buy the E train. What would our subsidy be next turn? So right, hang on. So here's a part of it. You just seem to fall short of the money that you need. The designer carefully working this out is kind of incredible. The amount of times I've been here where you're just feel like you're just short of cash to buy the train. So if I hold back here, I'm going to end up with £510. Now, I'm not going to buy an E-train, which is 500. So the plan is to wait on and get the F train, which is 600. So I've got 510. So I'd like to be able to maybe get my £90 subsidy to get to that 600 and still be able to pay out to myself. So we need 90, and I'm thinking, well, I've got 2 track lays. We only got 60, didn't we? Well, there you go. We only got 60 last time, so if I can lay 2 tracks, well, the problem is 2 tracks to here I need to end in a station, and it needs to be. Yeah, it's not working, is it? So what I'm going to have to do is not only collect the subsidy, but I'm actually going to have to withhold money again on its next run to be able to then afford to buy that F train. Because if I buy the E train now, it just messes. Yeah, well, I can't do it. I can't do it because I've already rewound things and thought, right, I'm not care. I don't need to merge the WSTL because I'm not going to buy the train. And now I would. And when it's fine. I could still merge. L&H could still merge, or acquire, which you would probably acquire and get to run first. The WSTL. Unfortunately, if he's not got a train, his stock market price is halved. So, it's still doable, but you'd rather avoid that. Obviously, I think they're the things that are the difference between winning and losing. I think, because that's a big drop. It's not always easy to avoid, as you can see. Yeah, that's the point. I'm just wondering if the WNR could help out the trackways for him to give him his subsidy. Next turn, there are 3 free anyway, so they don't really care. Yeah, okay, they probably want to be trying to mess with this part again, but I could probably wait a little bit for that. So if they put, if they put a trackway, because remember, as long as they can, no, that doesn't work, Grant. Because I'm saying they could trackway down here, but they can't because they don't have a route. Because this is only one station, WF have that station. They can't trace through that. They can't run a train through that, and my understanding is they can't extend the track because it's not part of their route. So all they could do, well, they could go there and there. That might help. And then the W and F can run through there and put a piece of track there. So would that help? We would run 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. And we need 90. And we would get 80, so we'd be sitting at £590. Yeah, I don't think there's a way of getting another one, is there? I need to get 3 more, but because we were doing away with that one. Yeah, it doesn't work. I can't get 3 more in subsidy. Because of the way it is, I think. Because we've only got 4 stations that we can run through. And obviously that can be 3 of them. Another one could be here, but I mean, 1, 2, that's 2 trackways, and that's 2 trackways, but we're missing 1 more. Oh, wait a minute. What about the FDR? Could they get involved? I don't think they can. Because the track needs to come round here, doesn't it? And straight. And that's not going to work. Yeah, I was starting to think there I probably should have just merged with the whistle. And I thought, well, I'm not going to go back and do it again. But again, we still got the L&H and the FDR to run, and it does lose their 2 trains as well if the WNF were to buy the E train. So we're just going to accept that. Well, does that mean I could? No, it doesn't mean I could pay out, does it? Right, hang on. Yeah, I guess we can actually pay out then this turn, because we've got 340, so we need 260 to get to the 600 target. And there's going to be the trains left, aren't there? 1, 2, 3, yeah, we're not actually going to, yeah. So if we pay out just now, that's fine, and then we can do these trackways like I said, and then score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, £80 in subsidy, and then this will be a 20, so 20, 40, 60, 100, 120, 140, 160, 190 on top of the £80 subsidy is 270. We'll withhold 270, and then we've got 610. Well, there you go, just over it. Okay, let's do that then. WNF, right, it's going to pay out after all that. WNF's going to pay out at 170. We have 3 shares, which is £51. Take another 100 for that, and a 1. Now we're sitting at 225. That's another 5. So I'm just changing up here a bit. £230. So what's that divided by 3? That takes us. We can get a 74 out of that, can't we? 210 and 12, 222. Yeah, so we could par if we can find another company to start, we could power it at 74. 74 less it's 180, or 740 less it's 180 is 560, I want to say. 560, 660, yeah, 560. But see, that's not enough for a train. Because we're going to need at least 600. We might actually need to be at 700. So if we need to be at 700, we need to power it at 90, don't we? So we need £270. We've got 230. We need another 40. Well, we should be able to get that. We've still got 2 companies to run. Right, let's see. So WNF's paid out at £17 a share. So he's going to get 2 bumps, 1, 2, and he's going to go underneath the whistle. And he's not going to buy a train. Yeah, looks like we're not buying a train this round, so the guy's going to steal an extra train. But that's fine, I think. Right, FDR's next. Well, we want one of these 2 companies to pay out at least, and then we'll have enough money to start that final company. And like I say, I have no idea what it's going to be. I'm going to have to mess with the stock round's going to be quite interesting this time, I think. Well, a bit more interesting than the last couple anyway. So FDR, what are they doing? Oh yeah, and then WF, that local train should lose its warranty. Like I say, I don't think there's a great need for them. So what we got up here, we've got FDR. He's only got £12 in his treasury. He does have, he's got a D train as well, but we need to watch FDR. Yeah, he's not connected to anything as well. And maybe not likely to be. Well, that's not true actually. No, I can see a connection happening here maybe. Oh no, I can't. Because that's going to spoil our local, innit? Oh dear. Alright, you can still connect. Sorry, so we've got a 4 express and a 2-3 express. I suppose I'm just down here looking at where the track lays are going to be. I mean, ideally, yeah, he's quite happy coming from this port. Sorry, zoom out a little bit. Coming from this port and getting into London. He's not able to token. We've got nothing token London yet, which feels bad. So, yeah, and he's had to place an extra token as well, because I was starting to think that some of these companies I might be wanting to remove from the game. So it'd be nice to have a token on them, but I can't really do that because my final token really needs to be going into London. Right, I don't suppose it matters. None of them are Y tiles. So, right, I think this is what I'm doing, but I may alter that. And then also another one of them. Where are they? If we've done that as our 2 track lays, then an upgrade on this next turn, if we can do that. I mean, yeah, LNH. No, LNH are wanting to do different things, aren't they? They're wanting a token, and well, no, they could still do something with their track though. They do want a token down here, maybe, but then again, their 7 freight is not going to be there next turn, is it? They're only going to have a 5 freight left. But they still want to get into London. Yeah. And the D train does still rust on a G, so they do need another train at some point. Anyway, what I'm saying is, if this upgrades, then at least FDR has a link to LNH and WSTL, which look like they're going to merge anyway. And FDR are what, an Express, but they could merge as well. And to be honest, they've got their own wee bit thing going down here. As long as you can join up with tokens, well, that's the problem. I found I had trouble with that in the last game where I thought, yeah, I'll merge these guys together, and then this wanted to, the likes of this wants to run from there to there, and it's quite happy doing that. But it then means the other company's got to go, it's got to join on to it. Well, not the other company, it's all the same company, but the other train has to join on to it. Okay. Right. 4 and a 2-3 freight. And we can't go into London. Ugh. Yeah, I did talk about this back into Harwich bit, didn't I? So should I possibly... I think I definitely want to weigh this piece of track, but should I consider going into Harwich with the other piece of track? I might need to find out for sure if I'm allowed to do this. So what, we're a 2, 3 and a 4. So 1, 2, 3. No, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 not scoring there. I need to be sure that I can do this, because it feels like you're going from port to port, but it's 2 separate trains, but it is the one run, so I'm just going to have a little bit of a look into that. So back in a sec. Okay, I thought it was fine just going in the rulebook here, because I printed out someday. Let's see if I can give the person some credit this time. It's not got your name on it somewhere, is it? I don't think it has. Sorry. Anyway, it's a sort of player aid. Well, it's about 8 sheets actually, is it? I'm telling you how to run the solo game, basically. And then running off trains, he's got where are we? A single train may not run from one port to another port, or from one red offboard area to another red offboard area. So I thought, okay, I'll just look up the rule book and just double check that. But it's kind of worded slightly different, so I don't know if that's some kind of confirmation that guys got. Because it says a route may not run from port to port, or from red offboard area to red offboard area. And then there's the other bit though, and this is still in the rule book, where it says a company may visit a station or offboard area more than once with different trains, but each station and offboard area is only scored once when calculating revenue. Yeah, that's not really the same, is it? I understand that one. I mean, I know if I was going from, if I'm allowed to go from port to port, if it was the same port, if I run one train 1, 2, 3, and then run our train from here, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understand that I can't score that port twice because I've already scored it once. I get that. I'm still not quite clear if I get the feeling it says a route. That means it says a route, doesn't it? And a route may not run from port to port, or from red offboard area to red offboard area. So what is a route then? Routes are an important concept when dealing with how trains calculate revenue. This is 7.4, and where a company may or may not build A route of a company is a continuous length of track, including on it at least one city other than London with a station marker on it belonging to the company. It may not reach or pass through any station or port or red off-board hex more than once. It may reach but not pass through any city completely filled with station markers belonging to other companies. It may not use any segment of track more than once. If a route visits a red off-board hex or a port, it must terminate there. A route may contain at most one red off-board area and at most one port. So is a route just for one train though? Trains run on routes between towns and villages. This is 7.8, running trains. Train routes must begin and end in large stations. Okay, so I think that is two different routes, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Well, here's multiple trains, a multiple train example. This is a bit that's still confusing me. I'm looking at multiple train types example, which is 7.8.4. It's just the last bit. It says, in addition, it helps to remember that individual trains may reuse track used by other trains. And yet, it says running trains. Does that not contradict what it says in running trains? Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. When a company runs more than one train, the trains may run on the same track as each other, but each individual train may not reuse part of its own route. I'm assuming reuse. That's a bit confusing, isn't it? It may not reuse part of its own route. Because I've kind of thought that you can't like go back on it. But then what does that mean? In addition, it helps to remember that individual trains may reuse track used by other trains. So there's some contradiction there, or maybe I'm just not reading that right. Alright, if anybody knows what I'm getting wrong there, guys, let me know, please. Each individual train may not reuse part of its own route. Oh, hold on. Its own route. Ah, okay, just read it properly, Grant. Okay, well that opens things up then. I didn't think it could go back on its own route. I know you can't score any tiles more than once, I get that. Individual trains may reuse track used by other trains, but you can't go back on. Each individual train may not reuse part of its own route. Okay, I stand corrected there. It was me challenging something that's written. It's still a wee bit complicated. So I'm going to go with the fact I think we can do this because it's a different route. So I think we can run out. So where were we? Oh yeah, right. I laid this piece of track. So I think I'm going to lay. I just hope this doesn't mess up the FDR for connecting up and not being able to merge with anything else. I might find itself in a bit of trouble. I suppose we could hold back the revenue here. We do need to pay one more, but we've got two companies still to operate. We could just take it from the L&H. That would be fine, probably. Right, so that's one piece of upgrade. One piece of track lay, not upgrade. And we're going to put this on, right? This Y. So, and it's got to be a straight like that. Right, and now we're going to run the FDRs 2, 3, and 4 express train. So we're going to run it. I don't think it matters how we do it, does it? 1, 2, 3, not scoring that one, and then we don't score that. Well, we can only score it once anyway. Can we evolve? Well, we can't involve London, but I just wonder if we could get the extra 20 for that, maybe. Well, if we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 as our 4 express, yeah, that works, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4 as a full 4 express, and then 1, 2, 3 not scoring this one, and then we're through. No, that doesn't work because we're not joining up, are we? Yeah, we're not. The two routes don't join. At least that was my assumption. That's not joining, is it? Or is it? Could that be it? That is joining that way. I never thought about that. Yeah, so 7.8 running trains again. At least one run for a company must include the town occupied by the company's home station marker. Any such run may be called the company's main run. The next run must intersect with the main run at any large station, not read off-board area or port. So any large station, it must intersect. The connecting large station does not need to be occupied by a company station marker. Yeah, it is how I felt. Well, at least I'm pretty sure. So I do actually have to connect. So how can we do it now then? We can't do it the way we were saying. I just don't think we can include that tile, but that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, not scoring here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we wouldn't score there for that second run. But that scores... Right, can you not do it? Oh no, you do it the other way, Grant, clearly. You do 1, 2, 3, not scoring here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you score them all. That's right, isn't it? Yes, they're all saying yes, hopefully. So that would be, and we're still on phase D. Yes. So we're still on the green here. So it's 100, 120, 200, 240, 270, 370. Wow. Ooh, that makes me feel like I've not got this right. That's awful. That's quite a lot. I mean, I know we did get a big D train there. I think I'm going to have a wee visit to BGG just to double check that that's not classed as one route there, going from port to port. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's good. I had a wee check, came across one post and it seemed to be confirmed by somebody that we can do it that way. Although I think the way the guy was trying to do it was including towns, so there was a bit of dispute about that. But I'm not doing any of that. So, yeah, so just to remind myself again, 1, 2, 3, not scoring that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of them are going through a station of ours. We're going through the home station, and although this one's going from this port to this town in Ipswich, this train's going from Ipswich to this other port, and we can score both the Holland port and the Denmark port because they're different ports. So I'm going to score 120, 270, and another hundreds for 370. So now we're cooking. 370, that's a different story. Way up there. And what was I? Was I talking about holding off here? Because that's going to be a good one, isn't it? That's going to be a 4 bump, I think. Okay, we do only have 2 shares with them. We do want some extra cash going into this next stock round. We need, what was it I said? We need 270, so I've got 230. I need £40. Doesn't mean L&H is going to pay out that. And L&H is going to merge with the Whistle, isn't it? And the Whistle's got some money at least, so. But FDR does indeed, it's going to be a 4 bump, isn't it? Because it's going to pay out 37, 29 plus gives it 4 steps up the ladder. But that's a nice chunk of money to like hold back just before we lose its B train. Okay, I'm going to take a chance with this one and I'm going to hold back. So we're going to knock him down. Controversial, maybe. That warrant is going to wait. Stretching up here. And they're going to get, what did they say, £370. So 350, 70. Throw 370, 382, £382. So my guess is we could probably withhold one more run and buy him a permanent train. I was forgetting he's got a share in himself as well. I don't think he's paid out very often, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Right, let's push on because this is getting awful long and I'm running out of time as well. I need to get away from this. So L&H to finish, although, however, we're having a merge here, aren't we? Right, okay, I think I'm going to have to pause because this video is far too long already. It might even be that I'll split these two up. No, if I stop now, I think it'll be a long video, but I know it's not finishing the stock, this operating round, but this one's probably going to include a merge at the end of turn, so there's a bit more to like look over there. So yeah, I'll leave it for now, and not sure I'm going to get back tonight. It's getting late now, so I want to now though. I want to because it's starting to get interesting. Anyway, okay, I'll be back with the finish of this operating round with the L&H and maybe a bit of merging shortly. Okay, cheers.